afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the last of our quarterfinals here in the Legend of Zelda Spring 2019 Multi-Category Championship. This afternoon's matchup is between rcdrone and Cantaloupeme. Hi, everyone. This is LOZ Cards Fan 23, along with my partner Bully Mania. Well, we are starting things off with swordless between these two fine competitors, both in sub-29 territory. Then we're going to follow things up with any percent, and then finally 100% if we do go to a third match.
Yes, and hello everybody. Thank you, Cards. We just had the picks a couple minutes ago, and RC ended up picking first, being the higher seed. Decided to go with swordless first, and Cantaloupeme took 103rd, leaving any percent for the middle. So should be quite an interesting match today.
Absolutely. And again, rcdrone has flirted with beating Lack Attack's time in the past. He has since pulled away. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a premier matchup between two sub-29 runners in the 80% no up and A category. Obviously, that is not a category that we're going to see throughout this tournament, but I would not be the least bit surprised, Bully Mania, if this went the full 3 games.
I would hope so. I think these two runners are going to give us quite a wonderful match that will go all 3 games. With swordless, everybody, as we see, readied up and we started. Swordless is a little bit different to start. It's a bit of a fetch quest at first. We need rupees to buy stuff so that we can deal damage. You will see our runners grabbing Northeast 100, the 30 Armos outside of 2, and making their way up that way, then up Aing and doing some shopping.
Yep, that's the gist of it right here, because you're going to have no sword to help you out. You're going to be relying on your bombs and your candle before you're able to get the wand out of level 6. But of course, to get the wand out of level 6, you have to tackle Wizrobes, and they do quite a bit of damage.
The Walmart White Sword, as I'm going to call it, in level causes so much strife and agony for runners, because just getting through there, beating up all those rooms of Wizrobes and hoping you get enough bombs to get through is just, it's a nightmare to any runner.
Oh, absolutely it is.
So, for our audience here, thank you all for joining us again, first of all. Qualifying times in the tournament, we had 3 weeks of qualifiers, and then a last chance race on the final Saturday, I believe, before the tournament started. For qualifying times, rcdrone put up a 36.59. Cantaloupeme was only at 50.42, but in a race scenario, as we've seen these last couple of races between a lot of our runners, anything is possible.
And no question about it.
And a race time does not define your PB for sure, so this should be a very, very fun match to watch.
No, not at all. And it's a race for a reason here, and anything is possible. I mean, I think the big great equalizer that first begins a race, especially in a category like any percent or even swordless, is going to be the manhandla fight in level 3, because we've seen it happen several times throughout the tournament where you can be the best runner in the world, but if that manhandla doesn't cooperate and you take that death, that's a couple minutes you lose right off the bat. And if your opponent has a clean fight, that's what turns the tables.
Laz, I have no idea what you're talking about. Manhandla is a perfectly scripted RNG-free fight.
Perfectly scripted. I will say this much when we do get to the manhandla fight, because lately I've been giving manhandla an absolutely beautiful comparison about some other topic, and I think you guys can relate to it.
Oh, goodness. There is nothing wrong with the manhandla. Everybody hates on him. I just don't get it.
Well, because he's a run killer. Let's face it, Bully. Manhandla kills runs. I mean, I've run this game myself, and I can attest that I have lost quite a few runs to not getting a good manhandla fight, either running out of bombs or not getting the bomb drop at the end. I can attest that manhandla does not like to play nice in this game.
I'll give you that. This is true. I mean, this is why we call Zelda sort of the level 3 reset simulator 2K mode.
It really is, yeah. I've heard it be called that name as well, absolutely. Especially when we had the Chase for 30 series on the Speed Gaming Network. So we're here in level 1, and you're going to see that Drone and Cantaloupeme are both going to do the pirouette trick. Cantaloupe's not going to do the pirouette trick.
I think Cantaloupe's gonna grab the key and then pirouette. Hopefully. Yes.
Right you are. It's just a different order of operations between Drone and Cantaloupe, but it does effectively get the job done for both runners.
Right, and since this is a up and A category allowed, we try to just grab the key as fast as we can in that first room. And a new strategy sort of that Tetrally has been implementing has caught on is to rather than get the key out of the Guria room here, to actually take the key off of the stealth to that room to the right first, so that we can avoid having to deal with these Gurias and use bombs, because they're a very necessary item at the moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bow and arrow is your secondary weapon because they do 2 hit points of damage, those wooden arrows, much like the wand does and your white sword. So Cantaloupe's going to get that bow right behind rcdrone, who looks like has a little bit of a lead at the moment, but it's still early on.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like whoever has a cleaner 6 is definitely going to win this race. I think between the two runners, they're so evenly matched that it's going to be whoever gets out of 6 faster.
And by the way, since this is swordless, an item that runners normally wouldn't pick up in this game becomes much more desirable here. The wooden boomerang, all hail.
Lord Banana is a very useful tool. I mean, besides killing Keese, which we'll see in 6 in the Belfry, as not to use any resources, it can stun a multitude of enemies and get them to all group up if you feel like spamming the Lord Banana there. It also makes a great ASMR stream, spamming boomerang hits.
Oh yeah, because of the sound effect it makes when you stun an enemy with the boomerang. Not only can you stun a lot of enemies, it can also stun dig dogger segments, so that can really be useful because when you get hit by a dig dogger segment, you're losing 2 hearts right there.
Absolutely, Laws. And actually, Cantaloupe grabbed the extra key out of the Guria room, so he's actually a key ahead of Drone. We'll probably be able to either skip the diagonal Zol or the error key, depending on, I guess, what his flavor of the day is.
Yep, rcdrone here in level 3, going to go into the reverse C room. It's one of those situations where it's spend a key, get a key. And in this shoot room here, you're going to get a 4-pack of bombs here. Taking down the Keese with no trouble at all. Cantaloupeme following right behind here in level 3.
Yeah, and that shoot room is usually runners don't like to go top route because it's a little bit slower, but when you're guaranteed a bomb drop, it's sort of a no-brainer. And you can build up a count if you need it to force more bomb.
Now this Manhandla fight coming up. Lately, I've been comparing Manhandla to a set of bowling pins, and here's the reason why, Bowley. In bowling, when you want to try and get a strike, you want the ball to get into the pocket. You don't want the ball to go through the nose, because when it goes through the nose, chances are you're going to leave yourself an ugly split. Now in this, if you get the bomb into the pocket of Manhandla, you're going to get that 4-pack of bombs right there. But if you get the bomb through the nose of Manhandla, yes, you're going to get the bullseye, the quick kill on Manhandla, but guess what? You're not going to get that 4-pack of bombs.
Yeah, and the scary sort of in between, or the high trip 4 in bowling lingo, is when you get the kill counter to jump up, but you don't know exactly where it is because you didn't get bombs.
Man, Drone was just a pinch light on that Manhandla. Didn't quite get the bullseye, but he does take down the last segment with his arrows. Still has 5 bombs to his name.
Yeah, and so we'll be able to force a 10 count real quick with arrows and the enemies that we'll have come. And for just to touch back on some Zelda 101 here, the old man cryptically tells us at one point in the run that the 10th enemy has the bomb. And what he's referring to is if you kill 9 enemies in a row without getting hit, as we see.
Oh, Cantaloupe in the pocket right there. Gets the bullseye and his bombs. Nice shot.
Had a great manhandle there. So, as I was saying, if you kill 9 enemies in a row consecutively without getting hit, and you kill the 10th one, if you kill it with a bomb and it can drop anything, it will drop you a bomb. If you sort it down or kill it with a not bomb, and it can, so like the wand in this case, or an arrow, it will drop a 5 rupee. So runners like to use this concept to build their counts up to, just create infinite resources basically as they go.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And knowing that count really is beneficial in a category like this. Knowing where you are in the counter really going to help you out, because bombs are a commodity in this particular set of, not flags here, but this category.
Yeah, and there's one other counter that's continuously going. We call it the global counter, that drives what an enemy can drop normally. So knowing where you are in the global counter as well is a huge benefit, and I believe does Drone run a global tracker when he plays?
Yes, he does.
Right. So it's cropped out of stream right now, but there's basically, depending on the enemy, it sits in one of 4 groups. However many kills you've had consecutively overall, regardless of being hit, defines what the enemy can drop.
Yeah, that's right. And when it comes to the bomb dropping count, the bombs are in the 1, 6, and 8 on your global counter. And if you find a clock in that, you're on number 3 in that global.
Absolutely. So now that we've been in 4 and we've gotten the ladder, unfortunately we can't kill Gleok because we don't have a weapon to do it. He's only able to be killed by sword and wand hits. We're going to dip out after grabbing the ladder and up an A, go back to start, go up the coast, and grab... Excuse me, I've got a nasty head cold. Grab 100 secret as well as a heart or a potion, depending on how safe you feel, and head on over to level 5, where we will pick up a bomb upgrade.
Bomb upgrades are really important. You're going to see runners generally get the 1 bomb upgrade in level 5, not the one in level 7, but you will see that if we do get to the 100% category in this race.
Yeah, the problem with the second bomb upgrade in 7 is that money in Swordless is kind of tight, just because we have to buy so much. Same with Hundo, but at least we route in enough stuff in Hundo, but in Swordless, having those extra rupees for arrows and for bomb packs is more important than buying a 16 bomb upgrade.
True, because in the 100%, if you want all that money, you still have to get the blue candle, because 2 of those 100 rupee secrets are candle blocked.
Correct. So Drone here has entered in 5 with 2 bombs. Although I'm not sure he really wanted... sorry, he needed that. I apologize. He needs 1 more bomb to blow the hole in the wall there to see the old man, so... Unfortunately needs 3 bombs entering 5, but only had 2. We're going to see an interesting strat here out of Drone when he gets to the old man. I think his count hopefully is on 2 at the moment. Or 1.
This room that we like to call, prior to the bomb upgrade that Drone just bombed, and we like to call it the penalty box, and this is where you can build up your count with those keys to try and force a 10 count bomb from the blue dart nuts, which each take 8 hit points or 2 bombs.
Right, so we also rcdrone stop there at point blank range of the old man and assault him with the boomerang. The reason why is the boomerang has 7 active hit frames, so it builds the consecutive up by 7.
Cantaloupe decided to up an A there because he was down to 1 heart. Ooh, Drone getting a sweet, merciful fairy by those blue dart nuts.
Yeah, the only problem is he took the bot before he could force the bomb.
Yeah, so he's down to 4 bombs, but still, he's in relatively good shape, but he's going to have to get a little bit lucky if he wants to survive with any bombs.
Yeah, that's sort of the bigger issue there. And the reason why, like I said, we do that with the old man to be so mean to this poor guy around high. Gets a candy bomb drop there.
Oh, wow. That lucky bomb. He was on the right number on his globals to get the candy bomb drop from the Gibdos. Very nicely done there for Drone.
Right, and so the reason why we do that on the old man there is if we're on more than 2, we take a bop off a Keese in the penalty box and then go in, get our count to 7, kill a Keese or 2 in the penalty box, and then the first Dark Note we kill in the room of requirement, which guards the recorder, drops us a bomb. So it's a really useful strat. So.
Now, Cantaloupe's opting to kill the Dark Nuts first, and he does a really good job and forces a bomb from that last blue Dark Nut, so a pretty good Olive Garden there for Cantaloupe, neat considering all things, and he'll go back and get his 100 as well, his bomb upgrade.
Yeah, it's sort of a runner preference as well as what your resources are at that point. If you're comfortable enough, if you're a good enough any percent runner, which most of these runners are that are left in the tournament, you have no problem going ahead and, entering the room of requirement with 8 bombs or 6 bombs or 7 bombs. Like, that's just a normal day in the office.
Yeah, that's right. And this is the last of our quarterfinals, Bully. The winner takes on against... Who is this dude? JSR? I don't know who this JSR is. It's something about the puppy pound, but that's who they're going to face in the semifinals.
Never heard of him.
Of course, we thank JSR very much for hosting this particular match here of the Zelda Spring 2019 multi-category tournament, and he will be in the semifinals against one of these 2 runners.
Yeah, he should be able to put up quite a fun race as well. And, as not to be a biased commentator, but I'm kind of rooting for Cantaloupeme because that'll be a fun match. So.
We'll see what happens here. Again, Drone does have the early lead, but anything can happen as he's about to enter level 6 where he's going to get that all-important wand.
Yes, and our restreamer points out that Drone only has 6 bombs here going into level 6, so gonna need a good global drop here, and then probably gonna build up on the Belfry again.
Yeah, he's hoping to get a good lineup on these orange Wizrobes. They go down in 1 bomb.
There it is. Ooh, gets a double bomb.
Oh, double your bombs and a spin for rcdrone. He's back to the maximum 12.
Yep, and he's going to be able to build up a 8 count here in the Belfry, provided he doesn't get hit, which he does.
Of course he does, because that's the case. Oh, man, those BMOS turret statues getting him right at the end, losing his count right there. That's a bad break there for Drone.
So probably the best play for Drone right now is to clear the breakfast room, magical breakfast number 1. And Cards, why do we call it a breakfast room?
We call it the breakfast room because in the first breakfast room in level 4, you have the legs that people like to say look like pancakes, which I agree with. Then you have the bubbles, which kind of look like the eggs. And then you have the zols that kind of look like jelly. I guess jelly that you would put on toast, or even the pancakes themselves. Well, here, I guess the Wizrobes, instead of being the jelly, can act as either the bacon or the sausage of the breakfast. So that's why we call it the breakfast room. It's the magical breakfast room because of those beams that those Wizrobes fire.
Right, and the reason why I said Drone would probably going to clear this out and then up A is, interesting. Since there's a bubble in there, there we go, now he's, oh no, he keeps faking me out here. I want him to up A because he can get a 8 count off the keys in the Belfry again, but apparently not. The reason why is because since there's a bubble in there, the game basically saves your progress in a room that you've cleared out, provided you haven't killed everything. So when you up an A, enemies will respawn if you've cleared the room out, but since you can't kill the bubble, and the bubble acts as an enemy, the game's going to save your progress, so Magical Breakfast 1 will always be clear for him going forward.
Yeah, that's right, and that is the one good thing about bubbles, because as you know, I hate bubbles in this game, because when you get hit by a bubble, you lose access to your sword for about 5 seconds. Since this is swordless, they're really not as much of a nuisance as they would be normally. So The bubbles do act as a saving grace, is that they do lock the room in place until you exit the dungeon. So that is a godsend in this particular category.
Right. So we just saw Drone get two, think they were global drops off of those Wizrobes in that room, and then force one, or vice versa, there in the room guarding the magic wand. And Drone picks up his wand about 18-20 into the run, which is a pretty darn good time. Cantaloupe's got cherries all over the floor here.
Yep, not a problem here. Yeah, he's got all the bombs in the world to complete this magical breakfast room. He's got 2.5 hearts left to his name. He'll use the bow and arrow to take down the remainder of the pancakes here.
And now the problem with Swordless, and as we'll see in Hundo, is this moat room here that has that key in it with all the Wizrobes. We have to go through it twice, with 2 more times than anybody should ever have to go through that room.
Oh, for sure. No question about it.
Because basically, when you enter it at 8%, you usually have the magical sword, and you get greeted by a red Wizrobe most of the time with an FU beam. So,
yeah, that's right. Wizrobes do a lot of damage. You have the blue Wizrobes, the body and their beams do 2 hearts of damage. Now, the orange Wizrobes, their bodies only do 1 heart of damage, but their beams are vicious. You're losing 4 hearts if you get hit by those beams.
Yeah, very much so. And Drone with a good fairy there on his consecutive counter there fills up hearts. Should have a pretty easy time of things now, finishing level 6.
Oh, but Cantaloupeme got a clock in that Wizrobe room, making the wand room a breeze for him.
Yep, so he was definitely at 3 on the global counter at that point.
Right you are.
Although I have no idea where he's at right now, since I've been kind of split my attention. Although gets, I think that was a Force 5 rupee there on the Zol.
And Drone preparing himself for the Goma fight. 1 shot, 1 kill, very nicely done. Drone out of level 6.
Yeah, and as we saw, our runners did pick up the potion on the coast as sort of a safety there, since level 6 with 6 hearts is already rough enough. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
Without a sword is just insane.
Cantaloupe reserving his bombs, not going to use them to maybe get some more bombs off of the Vires. He wants it for the second magical breakfast room.
Right, and JSR points out that Drone's lead was about 2 minutes going into 6. The other thing we have to keep in mind is that Cantaloupe still has an extra key.
Well, unfortunately, Cantaloupe taking a couple of hits here. He gets hit by a blue Wizrobe beam, and he still has 1 potion left at his disposal. The potion is normally an item that Cantaloupeme would never touch, but this is definitely a useful item to have in Swordless, just because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, especially when you have this little health.
Yeah, I mean, this is just... I salute anybody who runs this or wants to run it or learned it for this tournament, because it's just nutty. Oh, thank you, John Taman. I appreciate that. I missed that he skipped the Wizrobe key. So yes, keys have evened up.
And instead, Cantaloupe will get the key out of this fire room here. So he's got 5 keys before entering the final fight with Goma in level 6. And as long as he doesn't get Wizrobed in this room, he should be all right.
Yep, and Drone skipping the error key in 4, that's perfectly fine to do, since we route out our keys as we need. Oh! That would have been a bomb chance, and there we go. Gets the drop. Since we saw the clock drop, he bombed 3 more fires and got a bomb off the global there.
So Cantaloupe did make up about 16 seconds of time in that level 6, but he is still quite a ways behind Drone. Drone's going to need a mistake for Cantaloupe to catch up.
Yeah, and Drone is just sort of a machine when it comes to Swordless.
I guess you could say he's the Albert Pujols of Zelda Swordless in this game. If you're calling him the machine.
We could. He's not quite the Ken Jennings, but...
Not quite, no. Or James Holzhauser, for that matter, who's been absolutely ripping apart the competition in Jeopardy!
Yes.
Anyways,
the last
moving on.
the 23-day reign of terror that's been going on so far.
Yeah, 26 or 27 games in a row now that he's won. Anyways, back to the race at hand. His drone is going to pull out his Olive Garden breadstick and use it on Recorder Lake to gain access into level 7.
Right, so 7, essentially, play it the same way. Obviously, we want the floor bombs here out of this room just to stock up a little bit more, head into the river room, and pray for a bunch of global drops along the way, and the Gurias to cooperate.
Yeah, because the river arrows is pretty nasty, again, because of those bubbles, and the fact that you can't kill a blue Guria with a single bomb because they have 5 HP, so you need 3 arrows or 3 wand strikes to take it down, and Drone's going to use that wand, so he's going to have no problem at all taking it down. Boy. Unfortunately, doesn't get any heart drops, and that's a bad break there because blue Gurias aren't in the health dropping group, but I'm telling you, the game knows. And I say that because it seems like Owen Drone down to half a heart. But luckily, he had a potion left, so he used it right there.
Yeah, the only problem now is that he's not going to have a potion for 9 should it get a little bit full clinchy unless he goes and grabs another one along the way.
Well, he might just do that, and considering the lead that he's got, it wouldn't surprise me if he went back to get another potion just as a safety precaution for going into level 9. What I mentioned was that blue Gurias are in the health dropping group, but they never tend to drop any hearts or fairies when you're on low health, at least when I play this game.
Yeah, it's an old wives' tale that blue Dark Notes and blue Guria drop health. The only time they ever do is when you have all your hearts intact.
Yep, exactly. But RC Drone going around the Gurias here in this diamond staircase room, that's where you pick up the red candle. We may see that if we have a 100% race in game number 3. And Drone has 1 bomb ready. We'll see if he goes for the double bomb strats or if he's going to go for the boomerang strats. We'll find out. Double bomb it is.
Yeah, he definitely took the double bomb there. Has 5 bombs. He's got 2 options. I mean, he can build up a count here. Well, the bubbles aren't cooperating to do that, so hopefully he can get either a good global here or build up a count at some point to force some more bombs.
Alrighty, so here we are, Drone out of that staircase room to bomb into the next Aquamentus fight. 3 wand hits is all he takes. He gets a candy bomb as well. Very nice.
Yep, and as I have told, I think I told Pranzo this once, it's never a lucky bomb when you're running. It's that you knew exactly where you're global. And in Drone's case, that's actually a true statement.
Yeah, but you still got to get lucky that it makes the drop. I mean, you could get a blank, empty drop on the global that you're supposed to get the bomb from. I mean, what is the odds? What is it, a 3 in 10 chance or something?
I don't know offhand what the frame data lets you, whether it lets you get the drop or not, but that sounds about right. We'll go. So our runners here...
4 in 10 chance. Thank you. John Taben with saying 41% chance.
41 2/3, John?
41 2/3. All right, so Drone going to hope for some more bombs from these blue Octoroks. He knows what he's looking for, but he gets a blank drop.
Yeah, and after that Coast Heart, we did have the option to actually go up a couple of screens and grab the Raft Potion had we needed it, but I think Drone is feeling that he's okay and probably grab BT's Racing Heart along the way. Racing Heart Potion.
Hopefully he doesn't grab the BT Racing Heart, because then he'll have no potion for level 9, and if that was the case, Cantaloupeme would have a shot at catching up here. Cantaloupe now entering the more infamous of the 2 reverse C rooms because of the bubbles and the 5 wall masters that you have to take down, and you don't want to get grabbed by the wall master. It's going to take you all the way back to start. You're losing a couple of minutes if that happens.
Yeah, with the wand, thankfully it's not a big deal since the wand doesn't get affected by a bubble. So it's a bit easier for the runners, but still, I've been bopped by a bubble into a wall master a couple times, and that's no fun.
No, not at all. Cantaloupe's resources look pretty good coming out of level 7. He's got 10 bombs.
Yeah, and Drone's gonna swap to the wand here to finish these Dark Nuts off. Had spent some bombs. Definitely there's a comfort level of how many bombs you're gonna need, and I think he's sort of at his number.
Yeah, because you need to have at least one bomb to finish off level 8 to bomb your passage to the 4-headed Gliok. Your wand does 2 hits of damage. Each blue Dark Nut requires 4 hits of the wand. Now with the wand, you have to hit the Dark Nut with the tip of the wand. If you try to do a long-range attack, you will not be successful because they will simply deflect your beam.
Interesting for Drone there. That room that he just went through with the Dark Nuts and the Gibdo, there's a floor bomb drop there, so could have spent a couple extra seconds there to sort of or wand everything down. Going ahead and heading on off to Gliok here.
Yep. He's looking to get, I believe it's 5 hits for the first head, 3 for all subsequent heads with that wand, and he's just tanking right now, and got him. Very nice fight there for Drone.
Yeah, he had 9 or 10 hearts going in there, so could just basically sit there and just stare Gliok in the face and say, "Come at me, bro."
Yep, that was a really good level 8 right there for rcdrone, and he is in pretty good shape to take home game number 1 of this best-of-3 match.
Yeah, barring anything too terrible, this shouldn't be too bad of a run for Drone. Last thing we have to do is go visit our friend Dodongo here.
And the Gorillas, of course, again as well, level 2.
And the reason why we do that is we want to go to 9 with as many bombs as possible, so this level gives us the best chance to sort of get a lot of bombs since there are so many Gorillas in it, as well as the room before Dodongo has a floor drop there, so...
That's correct, and of course, most of the Gorillas here in level 2 are of the orange variety, which are indeed in the bomb-dropping group. The only exception is the room that has the magical boomerang. There are blue Gorillas in that room.
Right, and there's also the room after Lord Banana II that has keys with a bomb drop, with bombs on the floor as well, so there's plenty of opportunities here to refill 12 bombs before you...
Except there's 2 problems. Number 1, Drone did not get any bombs from the Gorillas in that first Gorilla room. And number 2, you can't get the extra set of bombs from the Dodongo because you don't have your sword. Yep.
Right. And we would need an extra key for the keys room, I believe, with the floor drop.
Right, you are. Cantaloupe has just completed level 8, and he'll be moving on to level 2 himself. Luckily for Drone, he does get a bomb drop from one of the Gorillas, so he's got 9 bombs to handle the Dodongo here.
Right, so Drone will have 7 bombs going into 9, probably going to look to force along the way.
Yeah, that's not a big amount of bombs. Optimally, you want to have 10 bombs going into level 9, but Drone will be able to manage this.
Yep. Cantaloupe fast on his heels here. Just entering 2, they basically high-fived as they left and entered. So let's see where Drone is heading to. Nope, goes to level 1, so he's either going to grab... If he's feeling confident, we're going to go straight and up, but he might go ahead. Never mind.
Hey, Drone's going for it. He is showing he is not soft here, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to level 9 without a potion. He feels confident in his abilities that he can get through level 9, get to Ganon's room without needing that potion. We'll see how he does.
Silly me thinking Drone was going to play tourney race strats here.
Silly bully mania. Potions are for kids.
And those of us who don't like taking inordinate amounts of damage.
And
oh my god, the firing range here. There we go. Drone finally gets a bomb off the blue line. And we'll be entering level 9 around 32 minutes and 45 seconds, so some distance between our runners, but with not having a potion as backup here could be very interesting. The nice part about doing swordless is that we don't actually have to kill Ganon. Time stops when we enter Ganon's chamber and hold up the Triforce. Silver Reverse C is not required in this run, which I'm sure a lot of our runners are happy about for sure. And Drone getting through, he's got 9 bombs. Might consider sorting down Patra here, or wanding down Patra here, but every time I say might consider doing something when it comes to Drone, I've been proven completely wrong. So Drone going ahead there and doing what we saw back in level 5, taking a point-blank boomerang shot to the old man to get his count to 7, hitting him once more to get it to 8. Killing 2 red Wizrobes with bombs, forcing a bomb there to get to 10 on the count. He may go ahead and, yep, do it again. So there we go, we're back to... And now if he kills 2 more Wizrobes here with bombs, he's going to get another 4-pack of bombs. Definitely can't complain about good strategy there. Although the Wizrobes were a little uncooperative there. Unfortunately, they did not group up there, so had to spend quite a few bombs to clean up the room, but got through with basically no damage, so nothing to really complain about there. And since we knew our count was 1 leaving there, we killed 5 keys, 3 Zols, or 4 keys, 3 Zols to get us to 8, bomb the last 2 Zols, and lo and behold, another 10 count there. For Cantaloupeme, I appreciate the strategy here. The side boomerang there to build up a count. Unfortunately, takes a bop as he's about to go into the next room. Spent a little extra time there with the old man, unfortunately, but should be good to go. So we have Drone not too far from the end here. Cantaloupe's gotta hope these blues group. Oh! I think Cantaloupe might have miscounted there. Unfortunately, forcing the 5 rupees, so...
He miscounted by 1. That is absolutely brutal there, and that may be all she wrote, because rcdrone is at the home stretch. He's just a Wizrobe room.
Just got a clock in that Wizrobe room, so...
Of course.
What?
Wow. I wonder which side the game is on this particular race. Man, rcdrone getting all of the luck here in level 9. He is just a Patra 3 away from taking home game number 1.
Yeah, so going crazy there by not grabbing a potion. Seems like it eventually didn't matter. Goodness gracious. All we have to do now is kill Patra 3 here, walk into Ganon's room, hold up the Tringle, 2 more hits.
And down he goes, and ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. Get your GGs out for rcdrone. He takes home game number 1 with a sub 37 time. Very impressive. Haha, nice block clip into the BMOS too.
Yep. And rcdrone has finished with an official SRL time of 36 minutes and 41 seconds.
Yep. Link getting all of the hugs in that room, and of course, without a sword, you can't do any damage to Ganon unless you're playing the randomizer, where swordless you actually can do damage with the wand.
And Cantaloupe, seeing that RC is finished, went ahead and forfeited from that race. Unfortunately, with having no bombs as well, just kind of made it an impossible place to do. We're gonna go ahead and set up the next race room, and then go ahead and get ready for the any percent run.
Yep, any percent, which is slightly faster than the any percent no up an A category here, and anybody's game here in game number 2, because again, both are very much capable of turning in a fantastic any percent time, sub 29, sub 28. But Cantaloupeme has to win this one if he wants to keep his tournament hopes alive.
Yeah, and in qualify, these were our number 1 and number 2 any percent runners. Drone was 28.44, Cantaloupe was 29:11, so 27 seconds between them. This should be quite a fun race to watch.
Hey, that's one manhandler fight right there. If it goes wrong for Drone, it could be the chance Cantaloupeme has to sneak in the back door and perhaps knot up this match.
And on the any percent leaderboards, Drone's PB is 27:48, and Cantaloupe is 28:18. So 30 seconds there. So basically, one oops separating the two runners basically in both qualifying and their actual PBs. This should be quite an entertaining race for sure. So our runners are just joining the new IRC channel, and they're going to ready up shortly, and we will be underway with race number 2. And our runners have readied up. So cards, any percent. What is I guess the difference between this and the any percent no up and A that we're used to?
Well, obviously the big difference between the two categories is in here you can up an A at any time, which has some benefits in certain spots in the game.
As we see immediately, you can actually save about a second or two from the sword grab by up and A right there after you grab.
Yeah, you may see it here in level 3 as well, and you'll probably see it again in level 5 after picking up the recorder.
We'll see it after level 4 as well, when we're finished with 4. There's quite a few up and A's that we do use, and one of them actually saves us having to grab or pirouette level 1.
Yeah, that's right. So here we go. RC Drone going to go for the bomb drop here. Oh, and he does get the lucky bomb on the 1 on the global.
I'm sorry. Are we sure Drone is playing with a valid card here?
Right. I know he's getting all the luck in the world right now. I mean, going back to the last match at the conclusion of level 9, that final required Wizard Room, getting that clock drop, and now getting some bombs, and he gets a bomb drop from the orange, and another one! Yeah, are we sure he's playing with a legitimate card?
This is getting out of hand here, so we'll see Drone go ahead and pick up the raft and up an A back to the start of level. Now, up an A, it resets, it doesn't reset your consecutive counter, which is great because you can keep accounts stored up as you go, which lets our runners sort of be able to deal with things like this reverse diagonal Zol room here, be able to force bombs in there.
Unfortunately, what up and A does do is that it changes the location of where the manhandler is at the start.
Yeah, so up-Aing here will give you a manhandler that spawns in the right middle of the room, opposed to top left as we're used to in any percent.
Alright, here's a critical manhandler fight coming up for RC Drone. Here he sets the bomb, and it's way light. He misses on that. Oh, and he's down to 1 bomb. This could be trouble.
Oh boy.
Oh, and Drone in severe trouble, but Cantaloupe does get through the fight clean, and Drone takes a death. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the opening that Cantaloupe absolutely had to have to get back in this match. He takes the lead.
Right, there's usually 2 options here. You can either go back in, like Drone is doing, since he still has the Keese bombs from the top route. He can pick up 4 bombs there. He can also get the floor drop here off the Dark Nuts. Ooh, get this clock.
Yep, another clock drop for RC Drone. That's absolutely unbelievable. But Cantaloupeme gonna be pulling away here as he enters level 4. Now, this race is not over just yet. I mean, anything can still happen. But right now, Cantaloupe, the destiny lies on him. He controls his own destiny in this game number 2.
Right. Drone's options there were to do that, or he could have gone to level 4. That is a beautiful bomb there that forces more bombs on top of that. He could have gone to level 4 and cleared that out, eventually come back to 3, but since we still had those 4 bombs that were both on the floor with the Dark Nuts and the Keys bombs, might as well go back and clean up.
Yeah, he's gonna. So it's drone versus manhandler round 2. He absolutely has to have this. Look at the location. Does take him down, but unfortunately does not get a bomb drop as he got hit after he just missed with his first bomb. So he still has 4 bombs going into level 4, but that's not really the place drone wants to be here coming out of level 3. You want to have the 8 bombs.
Yeah, now we are back in the OG breakfast room here.
Yep, and it was a pretty clean one. He gets a 5 rupee drop there, so Cantaloupe has 7 rupees and still has 5 bombs to his name.
And that is actually one time where up and A-ing would not be a quicker method to get out. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to finish off Gliok. In theory. The only problem right now is Cantaloupeme is a little bit light when it comes to rupees. We try to be at 30 by the time we leave 1.
Yeah, it's possible he may have to go double hundo here.
Yeah, because after 4, we're going to up an A and grab the 30 secret north of start, which is faster than grabbing the 30 secret along the coast.
And
so
to me, sorry for interrupting you, Bully, but to me, there's another problem Cantaloupeme potentially has right now. Look at his health. He's down to 2.5 hearts, and that means he's not going to have the beam sword to start the Gliok fight, and you're losing a heart every time you get hit. Oh, a complete miss on the bomb there for Cantaloupe.
For drone, you mean? Yeah,
right.
He did whiff one, but thankfully he did keep his 10 count there, so got that. Cantaloupeme with easy peasy Gliok fight there. I wouldn't have been too worried there with 2.5 hearts with Cantaloupe going in there, so.
Yeah, that was a damageless Gliok fight, and he got a fairy at the end, so he has no refill. That was a pretty solid level 4 for Cantaloupe.
Yep, so now you'll see Cantaloupe, rather than go to 1 immediately, we're going to up an A, grab the 30 secret north of start here. Worst comes to worst, instead of doing double hundo, Cantaloupe can go 1 extra screen to the right after grabbing the heart out of the heart rock and grab that 30 there north of 2. So
that's true. You can do that as well.
Plenty of backups if he doesn't have rupees, but traditionally we would love to be at 60 leaving level 1 so that we can just go straight up and grab the blue candle.
So Cantaloupe's next stop is going to be level 1.
Yep, and since we don't pirouette in here, and because the reason why is when we grab the bow, we're gonna up an A and then go through the room to the right here of the Salfo, and then bomb up into the boomerang room. It saves us a key. It's faster than going back the other way, so. Much preferred, and yes, as JSR points out, drone attempted to get the Gliok bomb, but whiffed it. So he has no bombs for level 1.
This is not a good place for drone to be. If he had any hopes of catching up to Cantaloupeme, that may have just went down the drain now, because you got to have some kind of bombs to get through level 1 quickly.
Right. So rather than up an A, since we obviously can't blow the hole in the wall north of start, we're gonna go straight over to level 1 and pray that our good friend Bluey here is cooperative and drops this bomb.
Oh, let's find out if he does get lucky. Does not.
That first time, but we've got time. Oh, are we gonna see the Canana route?
We very well might.
Still go to 1 afterwards, so we're gonna see the modified Canana route maybe.
Right.
Yeah, it's the minus world Canana route. Okay, so drone's gonna pick up this 30 secret here outside of 2. Probably gonna do 2, obviously, so that we can. Every time I think I know what this guy is doing.
I mean, you've been debated pretty much every time by drone so far in this match.
he is juking me like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, he went to the coast and he just got a bomb from the blue Octorok there. And now he's going to go to the raft spawn and pick up the heart container here.
Drone making me look like I've never played this game before.
Which we know is absolutely false. You've played this game many times.
I'm enjoying a small hiatus while I wait for a new controller to show up at my door.
Yeah, I hear you there. I'm on a big-time hiatus in this game because of my current work schedule and the fact that I've been playing a lot of Castlevania for DOS.
Castlevania? When will you possibly be playing that, sir?
Gee, I wonder. I'm
Shameless plug.
actually going to be, yeah, shameless plug. I'm actually playing that tomorrow on during the Scavthon, but I'm also playing it at SGDQ. So yeah, shameless plug indeed.
Taking a little bit of damage there from our blue moblin friends there trying to screen scroll, but Drone finally entering too, making me look like my prediction was right just a minute and a half.
Yep, Cantaloupe going to go ahead and purchase his blue candle. He had just enough rupees in order to make that purchase. So next up, I would imagine he's going to head for level 5. Successful screen scroll there. Doesn't have full health, but he's still in decent shape going into this level 5. This is a chance for rcdrone maybe to gain some time. If that Olive Garden, or that Room of Requirement, whatever you want to call it, that room doesn't cooperate for Cantaloupeme and he takes a death there, that could put Drone right back in this match.
Yeah, the health issue is not so big for Cantaloupe, only because most runners will sacrifice however much health they have left to up an A after the recorder to save about 20-ish seconds and not have to deal with all the rooms coming back. So some runners, for safety's sense, will actually refuse the up and A there and go ahead and take the time coming back. But for a runner of Cantaloupe's caliber, this should be a up and A after he grabs it.
Nice, he was able to force. Good work on this Room of Requirement here for Cantaloupe. Last one giving him just a little bit of trouble, but he does take him down. And of course, gets a fairy at full health. We talked about that earlier, Bully.
Whenever we need it, they never show up. So Cantaloupeme does take the up and A, saves himself 20-30 seconds there coming back. So just has to take care of this this Gibdo here. Might entertain every time I think we're gonna do something. I was gonna say he might entertain smoking the Dodongos in here to build up some bombs, but he's gonna go ahead and take the quicker strat and one bomb Dig Dogger, which will immediately swap him to the recorder and go ahead and sword down Dig Dogger.
Yeah, that's the reason why he dropped the bomb. I think he was trying for the grayscale, but he just missed.
Yep, there were definitely two good options there. I mean, he could have filled back up to 8 on the Dodongo since he had a bit of time, but never want to take anything for granted in a race.
Yeah, especially this fight coming up right here, because again, you have only 3 hearts, and you're losing 2 hearts if you get hit by Dig Dogger, and you don't have Lord Banana this time to help stun. So if you are not accurate with your sword shots, you could be in trouble, but that's a perfect Dig Dogger fight right there for Cantaloupeme. He's out of level 5, he retains his lead. Drone going to be in level 5 right now.
Yep, and just as a reminder, we do have Drone having done 2 already, so while Drone is quote-unquote a dungeon behind, it's not quite a full dungeon. It's more of a minute and a half at the moment.
Right, because that's about how much time you lose, yeah.
Which uniquely is about as much time as level 2 takes, so...
Drone does get bopped in Fort Gibdo here, so he's only going to have 6.5 hearts. Again, should be plenty for Drone's caliber, but you just never know what could happen.
Alright, so Drone entering the Room of Requirement, the Olive Garden, the Big Green Moat, whatever.
Yeah, this room has a lot of nicknames, but however which way you slice it, these blue dart nuts mean business. And Drone down to just 1 bomb, just going to sword the rest of these. And it looked like he didn't get any damage on either of them. He's got to get the full 8 sword stats and get some fairy drop, and that's going to put him back to full health when he absolutely doesn't need it, because I would imagine he's going to up an A as well. Yep,
interesting there that he chose to use his last bomb. I'm assuming he is confident where his globals are and is going to take the 50-50 chance here on the 41-59 chance there on the Gibdos.
Yeah, but unfortunately it came up to 59.
Right,
at least this could really get... Yeah, now he does have the bow and arrow, I mean, which is an alternate backup because he does 2 hit points of damage, essentially white sword damage, so he could resort to that if he doesn't get any bombs.
Unfortunately, Drone doesn't.
Oh, that's right! He doesn't have the bow from level 1. He hasn't completed level 1 yet. Yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's probably going to drop the candle and get as much as he can out of that, and then just play tag with Dig Dogger.
Yeah, Drone's going to have to be really in tip-top shape for this Dig Dogger fight here without any bombs or arrows here. He's going to have to get really lucky. And yeah, exactly as you thought he would do. He's going to use his candle, try and get 3 hits off of him, and then 5 hit the rest of the way. We'll see how he does.
Oh, good. Okay, he's out. We're clear. All is well.
Very nicely done. Only got hit once, and he just survives level 5. That is well played right there from Drone.
Yep, and Cantaloupeme level 2 killed that Master Griya in the second room in 2. Unfortunately, didn't get a global drop off the Griyas. He is at a bomb shortage, but hopefully can get lucky on these, and if not, gonna have a little bit of issue going to 7.
Bully Cantaloupe would tell you that that's FAP luck right there.
And there's the FAP luck on display.
Yep.
So on the bright side, he did get a clock, so after killing Dodongo, we know his global's at 4. So if he can find 2 more enemies, one of which doesn't have to be in the bomb group, he's got a chance at a bomb.
Unfortunately, he gets a clock drop, so now we know where he is on the global. That was 3.
Yep, Dodongo will get him 4, so let's find two blue Octoroks, or red and blue, or something.
Yep, so... Yeah, not as bad as it could have been for Cantaloupeme. I mean, he was able to get the 1 bomb, 1 kill on the Dodongo there, but he is still not where he would like to be with the 8 bombs.
Yeah, the traditional rule of thumb is 7 bombs for level 7. It can be done in 5, but we like to be able to bomb the Dig Dogger. 6 to 7 bombs.
Yeah, that's optimally where you want to be, is to have 6 or 7 bombs.
And the reason I say 6 is that it's a slightly slower strat, but you can go ahead and bomb Dodongo once, and then, or Dig Dogger once, kill one of the babies, and then walk out of the room, and that will effectively kill the bomb.
Yeah, successful tricorder there for Cantaloupeme, and he's able to purchase his wooden arrows as well. So yeah, still in really good shape as rcdrone now heading into level 1 for the first time with a couple of bombs in hand.
And Drone there forcing some more bombs. Unfortunately, I had to spend 2 there on those silly Stelfo, but does get the bombs. Gonna go ahead and skip needing a key there. And Cantaloupeme off to the river room. Only has 6 rupees though, so might be a little rough, but should be able to get through it.
Yeah, you want to have as many rupees as you can in this river room because, as I had mentioned in the first race, wood arrows do 2 HP of damage, and of course the bubbles take away your sword. But I'll tell you what, that was a really good river room for Cantaloupeme, considering he only had 6 rupees. Very nicely played.
Yeah. He decided to spend the 2 rupees on each Griya there to do 4 damage of the 5 that they have, and then sword the last one. Unfortunately, on the very last Griya, he hit it during its iframe, so the second arrow didn't count, but still a really, really good room.
Yeah, absolutely.
And has all the bombs he needs to finish, barring more FAP luck, should be able to go ahead and get a global drop somewhere along the way, right?
Yeah, the only problem is he will have no money for the reverse C room coming up, and if he gets bubbled, that's time he's going to lose guaranteed.
Yeah, we do like saving some arrows for that room just in case we get bubbled, but the 3 seconds it takes us to menu that we lose is well worth it if we do get bubbled because of just how much time that takes for a wall master to spawn back. So if my math's right, Fap's count I think is 6, but
oh, he gets a Brodongo! Nice!
it's 0 now. And in a good way, 0.
Alright, let's see how the bubbles cooperate here. There's a rupee in case he needs it, but the bubbles are going away from him, so it looks like he gets a favorable pattern here in this reverse C room. Well done. Does leave the nickel on the table. You could never have too much money in this game. I might have picked it up in case I missed my arrow on Ganon or the Goma.
Yeah, it's one of those, do I want to walk back a quarter of the room, or do I just want to go and hope I don't miss?
Alright, here Aquamentus time uses the bomb to take him down, and he had extras, so might as well. Very good level 7 there for Cantaloupeme.
And now we see Drone in 7 as well. Hopefully has as good of a 7 as Cantaloupeme did, just to sort of tighten this up a little bit. 28. Oh no! He only entered with 1 bomb. He was working a count, and oh goodness.
This could be bad for Drone. Yeah. He's trying to build up a count. He got hit by the bubbles, and when you get hit by a bubble, that also resets your counter to 0.
Fortunately, has 1 bomb, which is enough to get to the blue Greer, if my math is correct.
And Cantaloupeme now heading into level 6.
Picked up
just was able to avoid the firing squad there, I tell you. That was a close call. He got a bad pattern. He was able to adapt to that.
Yeah, one of the nice parts I think about Swordless is that we have the boomerang there, and we can just boomerang all those Lionels.
Boy, the good fortune continues for Cantaloupeme. He got a bomb drop from those orange Wizrobes, and now he's got the maximum bombs he needs to prepare himself for the first breakfast room and the rest of level 6.
Yeah, so Drone here, unfortunately, trying to get a global drop here.
Yeah, that's where the red candle is, and unless Cantaloupeme takes a fall somewhere, we're going to see that red candle in game number 3.
Drone was just kind of teasing us. Doesn't get any global drops there.
Yeah, the Drone has just had no luck in game number 2 here. All the luck he had in game number 1 just disappeared on him in game 2.
Yep, unfortunately last chance here. Or, no, it's in spawn blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a... Yep. Up an A's.
Meanwhile, Cantaloupeme still has plenty of health in the second breakfast room. He has no problem taking it down. He is on a pretty good pace here. He'll be going to level 8 in just a moment.
That is a lovely glitchy death right there.
Yeah, I love that death. I've seen that one other time where you could pick up a heart and die at the same time. I've seen that one other time. It was in a randomizer run. That is a tough trick to pull off. It looks neat, but in this case, it was swag moves for Drone's purposes.
Yeah, I basically died on a heart as the same frame the boomerang hit him, I think. The game was like, what takes priority, me or you?
Well, obviously the player loses. Ties go against you. In this game, ties definitely go against you.
Yeah, so killing those blue Grias to get the floor drop and up an ang to get some health back, but unfortunately that is as good as being wall mastered, and then a little more just because of how much extra time, so everything's coming up Millhouse for Fap right now.
Absolutely, and remember when I said that I thought Cantaloupeme should have picked up that nickel? He's fine. He has a dime now to his name.
Not quite a bully yet. He needs to double that dime to get a bully.
Gotcha. So here we are on level 8. This is the last chance, in my opinion, for Drone to have any hope in this match, as if Cantaloupeme has a tough level 8.
Yeah, and with 13 hearts and really good Blue Lagoon one. It's going to take a lot of oops in 9 for Cantaloupeme to blow the...
Yeah, absolutely. He has lost 4 hearts so far. Didn't really get much in terms of drops from those blue dark nuts. We'll see how he does in the second Blue Lagoon room. Does get 1 heart. Does get another. And another. So he's been getting some luck on the heart drops here in this room. So he's not going to be in too terrible shape going into the Gliok fight.
Yep. Oh, and look at this. He's going to... I was going to say he was going to kill the entire room to get the drop, but didn't even need to do that. He got the global off the red dark nut there.
Yeah, not only did he get a global off the bomb, he also got a heart drop as well, so he has a little bit more health to take to the Gliok fight.
Now, drone skipping that 5 rupee on the floor too, so... But Cantaloupeme finishing level 8. Drone's still gotta get through here and not get bananaed. Takes a banana to the back.
And takes another death. And I think this is going to be all she wrote here. This is Cantaloupe's match right here. We are going to see a game 3.
You can definitely put that one in the books. I have a feeling Cantaloupe might stop for a potion. Just in case.
Yeah, if he knows the position he is in right now against Drone, he would go after the potion, but he may be going for a PB for all we know.
2 dungeon lead. Skips a potion because, yeah. JSR points out Fap doesn't know there's a potion there. But then
right, he doesn't.
How is he going to play 100%, James? How is that going to happen if he doesn't know that there's a potion there?
When it's not 100%, he doesn't know it's there. You see?
Good enough, and gets the clock there, so we know our global is at...
Yep, and here we go into level 9 for Cantaloupe. He is in prime position to set up the rubber game of this match.
And Drone taking another unfortunate banana to the back.
Oh, man.
Slipping all over these bananas.
Oh, man, potassium to the face here, taking another death. I tell you, that's an emote I need to work on, is somebody to... That's a good idea, yes. Yes! I just thought of an idea for my 3rd tier 1 emote. Oh, baby!
Glad I could be of support there. Ooh. Cantaloupeme taking a bop there to Patra numero uno. Almost got the damage free walk.
Yeah, so Cantaloupeme in level 9 right here. Again, in really, really good shape here to set up game number 3, which will be the 100% category.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of looking forward to 93% between these runners.
93%. What do you mean by 93%? I mean, I get it. No magical shield, no potion, no blue ring. I get it.
Most of the things. Exactly. We don't grab the magic shield. We don't grab the blue ring. We don't grab Lord Banana the first. We only grab Lord Banana the second.
Oh yeah, and no white sword.
And no white sword. So looking ahead, because I'm going to go ahead and pencil this one in the Cantaloupeme column here. Our runners' overall qualifying times. Drone, our #1 seed on... Nice call.
As if this race still wasn't determined yet, the game throws Cantaloupeme a clock to wrap up this reverse C.
As I was saying before the game decided to pick a side, Drone, our #1 seed, led qualifying for 100% at 36:31. Cantaloupeme was at 37:42, so a minute and 11 seconds between the runners. I'm gonna
once again, though, that's one manhandler death, and if that happens to Drone again, it's anybody's game. I'm telling you.
Yep, and between the 2 runners, as far as their actual PBs, it's 30 or 48 seconds. So again, this is just going to come down to who has the cleaner run.
Yeah, absolutely, Bully. This is going to be anybody's game, and Game 3 is going to be so much hype between these two. I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to just a few seconds. Cantaloupe does have to be careful. He is down to 4 hearts, and a Hyrule Driver, or a Ganon Hug, if you will, is going to cost Cantaloupe 4 hearts. If he gets hit by Ganon, if he gets a bad pattern, he's down for the count, and who knows what could happen.
And the game just given Fap some more bombs, because why not?
Yeah, bombs he won't need in this case. He gets through the clip successfully. I'm telling you, for some reason, I always have trouble with the last block clip. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the pressure gets to me or if the game knows, but that last block clip always seems to get me. Here's the Patra 3 fight here. Cantaloupe going to take this safe, I would imagine, considering his health.
Game always knows.
Oh, yeah.
The game always knows.
And we'll see if he gets any drop from Patra. He does get a sweet Merciful Fairy! Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon! Looking for 4 hits with the magical sword. Here we go.
It's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
He got the
Easy
optimal pattern. Get your GGs out for Cantaloupeme. He'll get a sub 30 in this race, and we're going to a third.
Finishing with an official SRL time of 29 minutes and 52 seconds.
Excellent run there for Cantaloupeme, and he got the break early on when Drone took that death to Manhandla, and Cantaloupe never looked back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to go on a limb here and say, even without the deaths, Cantaloupeme probably still wins this race.
Have good chance that he might have still won that race even without those deaths, but it's hard to say at this point. Looks like Drone may finish either just this level out or maybe the whole race out, but Drone knows he is beat. He knows that we are going to a third game in this match between 2 exciting competitive runners.
Yep, and 100%, just remember, don't grab the potion and grab the heart out of 8.
Yeah, absolutely, because in this category, you have to have all the heart containers. If you grab a potion, that's an automatic disqualification.
For the tournament, we treated it as a 1-minute penalty, and you could not use the potion unless you bought another potion.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
So it's sort of a just-in-case kind of oops moment that a runner accidentally grabbed.
That's fair enough. I think that's absolutely fair because, muscle memory. If you're a runner that typically grabs potions when you play this game or you do a lot of randomizers and you grab a potion, that muscle memory might kick in. And I think that's fair that instead of an automatic disqualification, that it's a 1-minute penalty.
And as we did say in chat, there was a tricorder there, John pointed out, and so the tricorder saved us one whistle coming out there to get into 8, but unfortunately, sort of a moot point at this point.
Yep, and Drone is going to go ahead and finish this run out. He's in level 8.
Yep, so we're gonna let the runners finish out. Feel free to cheer on Drone in chat here. Probably doing this just to get some extra practice in for the 100% run that's going to happen next.
Well, I tell you, you almost got a bullseye on that Manhandla here. That's something you normally don't see in level 8 unless you get a really unfavorable spot of where the Manhandla spawns at the beginning. I have gotten a bomb from them maybe one time.
And Drone got every heart drop there in Blue Lagoon 2 because obviously it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, game's over. So we're going to give you all the hearts in the world now.
So for the 100% race, that is a no up and A category as well. So if anybody happens to take an unfortunate death, if they die in the overworld, we ask that you touch up immediately. If you die in a dungeon, you just have to go back to that screen where you died at some point and touch up there. So if we happen to get another unfortunate circumstance where somebody dies to manhandle in 3, there's a very good chance they may go to 4 and come back to kill manhandle later on in the run when they have more resources. So drone, finishing out getting the global drop off Bluey there, and heading off to level 9. So hopefully about 5 more minutes, give or take. And then we're gonna fire up a new race room, get our runners in there, get them ready, and finish up our 3rd match of 100%.
Yeah, make sure you give both of these runners a follow, rcdrone and Cantaloupeme, for putting up a very exciting race. And I told you from the start that I thought there was a chance that this would go the distance here, and these guys have proved it. Nice avoiding the vinyl beams there. Drone getting shot at from all directions, and he still has all of his health.
I was gonna say, feel free to type out !R and !C, as well as !Z1 to get more info about your runners, commentators, and the train. But our hosts may have deleted that or disabled that comment. And Drone did pick up an extra key there. Only need the 3 that we entered with there. But why not? Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
The old man telling us to go to the next room. I know as a kid I tried to bomb the right wall first, for whatever reason.
Yeah, and second quest, you want to be careful that you don't go to the room to the right, because you will put yourself back to the beginning.
Yeah, second quest type with walls you can walk through. Unbeknownst to anybody at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure a lot of people were stumped by second quest back in the day when you didn't have the internet, when you didn't have speedrunners, and when you didn't have guides. The only way you could get information is to call the Nintendo hotline.
The debated
Yeah.
Triforce.
Yes.
And kids, just a reminder to call the Nintendo hotline. The tip line is the power line to the pros, area code 206-885-7529.
Was that really the number?
According to the Nintendo Powerline ad I'm looking at, yes, they are open 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
You're actually looking at a vintage ad. I love it, Bully.
I certainly am. Or you could call the Game Players Pro Tip line at 1-900-740-7000 to get your parents' permission before.
I'm sorry, but that's too much fun. Yes, 1-900, back when there were actually 900 numbers back in the day. Now they're gone. Anyways,
old school a little bit here as Drone's finishing out. Has a couple more rooms to go here. John, yes, I am watching the run, believe it or not, and considering where Drone is right now, that must have been one heck of a reverse C as I was Google searching.
Oh yeah, he's at a really good level 9 right now. I mean, this would have been the level 9 that could have helped him get back into the match if Cantaloupe took any unfortunate deaths, but unfortunately for Drone, Cantaloupe played clean, and again, that death that Drone took to Manhandla just spiraled the rest of the run for him, because other than that, he's played solidly.
Swaggy bomb clip, maybe some swaggy grayscale, hasn't swapped arrows yet. Come on, Drone, give us some swag. Maybe a swaggy Ganon, I don't know.
We'll see. He's gonna go for the quick kill on Patra.
It's pretty fast. It's been a
pretty
fast
fast, yeah. One more time. Here's Ganon, and he has just enough health to take a Hyrule driver, but nothing else.
Yeah, so drone.
Oh, and there's the high roll driver that takes down drone. Unlike Cantaloupeme, he did not get a good pattern on Ganon, and he falls down.
I was gonna say drone was on about a 450x level 9 there. But unfortunately, takes the hug.
Yeah, that's just a bad break right there for rcdrone. He's going to try it again.
Did we? Nope, still haven't. Obviously, we haven't set the new race room yet because we haven't done for drone yet. So just a quick and painless walk back here. Being completely facetious saying this, there's plenty of pain to be had still. Unfortunately, as we'll see here, since the... Never mind, good level drop. Since we killed everything in this room and then died, everything respawns, since there's no bubble in there.
Yep, there's no bubble, so if you take a death... Oh, and he takes a beam to the face right at the end. He's down to 1 heart.
To answer your question, I have to scroll back in chat quite a bit.
I know that there was a sub 37 for rcdrone on Swordless, and Cantaloupe waved the white flag after that was hit.
Yeah, it was... I'll go with what cards did, and yeah, FAP did dot forfeit after that.
We do have the time. It was a 36:41 for rcdrone.
Thank you.
Drone going to try to take this Patra 2 down in the hope that he might get something in the health dropping group.
Well, that's his 10 count at least, so he can force a fairy.
Yeah, that's true. He could force a fairy. 16 in a row is what you need to force that fairy.
So that was 12. He'll probably kill... Nope. He'll probably kill 1 in here, a red. Yep. Yep, and then gonna force a fairy here in the wizard room. Oh no, sorry, the traps, they count as an...
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The traps are like bubbles. When you full clear room, that room stays dead until you leave the dungeon.
Ugh. Takes a red beam to the face.
Oh, man.
And it's still going to continue this. This is Rocky not staying on the mat, getting back up. Let's have our give pleases in chat here and get some good vibes going for drone. Now, would this be akin to icing the kicker cards?
Yes, this is more than icing on the cake. This is like globs and globs of frosting on Cantaloupe's cake right here.
I actually said icing the kicker, but yeah, this is also, yeah, I mean, this feels like we're icing. We've called timeout on FAP.
Icing the kicker, as in football.
Yes.
Yes, this is indeed icing the kicker. I don't think Drone's doing this on purpose. I think the game's doing it for Drone, you see, because the game knows.
True. I mean, I think Drone definitely wants to finish the run regardless, but
yeah, Drone's not the...
He's trying to...
Yeah, Drone's not the type to forfeit. He's not the kind that gives up.
I'm sure it's given Cantaloupeme some time to think and practice, and although I haven't seen him start a new game on his side, but... Ooh, there we go. Gets the double fairy.
Yeah, he needed that double fairy as well. Needed that badly.
And had to make sure his count was 14 there when he did that, because as I found out a couple races ago, when you kill the 16th enemy, when you kill an enemy and it's number 16, it has to land on 16 for the fairy to spawn. So if he was on 15 and had killed those two Zols together, he wouldn't have gotten the fairy.
No, he wouldn't have. Yeah, there's a disadvantage for killing things too quickly.
Yeah, it takes 21 frames or so, some 12 frames for the kill to resolve and the item to appear.
I'm sure somebody in chat will answer that question. If it's 12 frames, that would be 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, it's basically a sword swing worth of time. I think a sword swing is 13. Alright, so drone, now there we go. Going back to see Patra.
Well, Patra's going to be dead this time because he already took him down. But he is going to have plenty of health for the Ganon fight. Now he's got 9 hearts instead of 4.5. So he has double the health.
We can take 2 Ganon hugs now.
Well, Drone's hoping he takes no Ganon hugs. We'll see what happens.
Playing chicken strats here, as I like to call it. When I was running my PB attempts, that was just running the left corner.
Wow, and Ganon continuing to troll Drone here.
Yep. One more hit. There we go.
Oh, he needed all that health. He lost 6 hearts in that fight. But get your GGs out for rcdrone. He does finish up this race, and he would like to just shake this one off and hope for a better result in game number 3.
With a SRL time of 44 minutes and 20 seconds. So we're gonna set up the last race room here, get our runners in there, get them ready. In the meantime, just gonna take a very brief break, and we will start up that last 100% run very shortly. Okay, so hundo time. This run is going to look very much like the standard any percent no up and A to start.
Yep, except now we have to grab every important item.
And our runners are in the IRC room, readied up, and the race will start shortly. So let's get hype. Rubber match between these two great runners whose PBs and race times for qualifying are only separated by about 30 seconds. This should be epic. And we are off.
Indeed, we are off, and we will see which of these runners will be getting the whole shot going into level 3.
So Drone has been 1 for 1 on the Darknut Bomb. Let's see.
Oh, it's going to be Cantaloupeme with the whole shot. He's going into level 3 first. His screen scrolls were a little bit better than Drone's. So, again, this is where the race was decided last time. We'll see if that's the case this time for these runners.
Yes, we will. So, yeah, Cantaloupem's going to try to grab the Darknut Bomb here. Gets it. That's a... Drone, not so lucky.
Oh, man. So already Cantaloupeme off to a good start here in this race. Again, very early right now, but you want to get off to that good start. You want to get that bomb drop. We'll see what happens here as the rest of level 3 progresses.
Yes, we will. And ooh, gets a 3-pack on the first bomb. Gets his force. He's getting juked by this dark.
Oh man, he's like the Todd Gurley of orange dart nuts with these jukes here.
Unfortunate there for Cantaloupe, but still has got the global drop off the next room, dark nuts. So all is well.
Yep, so he has more bombs than Drone at the time being, and that's going to help him out for this Manhandla fight coming up. So Cantaloupe is going to have an advantage coming out of this level 3, provided he doesn't get trolled by our friend Troll Handla.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised Drone didn't end up going back top route and just taking an extra couple of seconds. I mean, even without beams, the keys traditionally come by you at some.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see what happens. Yeah, this is going to be interesting indeed.
Well, he got the. That's why he was on 9.
All
so
right.
He got the force, the heart.
Here comes the fight. And the shot is way light for Cantaloupeme. He's going to have to get lucky here, and he misses again.
Cooperate, Manhandla. Oh my goodness.
No, he's not cooperating. 1 bomb left to go, and he misses completely. This could be the opening for Drone. He's trying to beam him to death, and if he can, he'll still get his bombs.
One more hit. There we go.
He got it.
Got it.
Wow. Cantaloupeme made the most of a very awful situation, and Troll Handla. Drone, meanwhile, does get the high flush shot, gets his bombs, and is going to have the bomb advantage. So Cantaloupeme gets out of level 3 first, but Drone clearly having the advantage going to level 4. Man.
I mean, Drone made it up about 15 seconds there, easily.
15, 20 seconds. That was a good Manhandla fight for Drone, even though it wasn't a bullseye. He did get the clean shot, getting the bombs at the end, and Cantaloupeme getting very unlucky. He had so many bombs of the fight, but Manhandla, being Troll Handla for a reason, still was able to beam him down to get the bomb, so it wasn't a complete disaster. But yeah, that's a huge break for Drone.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Cantaloupe's going to have to focus on forcing a bomb first here in 4 before any kind of money. Thankfully, on the hundo route, we do pick up a ton of cash.
Yeah, that was by far and away a Drone's best Manhandla fight of the match so far, because if you remember in the first one, he had to use wooden arrows to finish off the Manhandla, and then the second one, he took a death, but the third one, 2 shots and he killed, and that's the Manhandla fight that Drone absolutely had to have here. But back to the race in hand. Cantaloupeme now in the breakfast room here. He's going to use the beam sword and bombs to take care of these pancakes, and that was a pretty efficient breakfast room there for Cantaloupeme. He's got 4 bombs. Unfortunately, Drone getting swallowed up by a pancake, so he's going to lose some time there, but I guess it's better than getting hit by a bubble and losing about 5 seconds. So, again, pretty even upon ladder pickup.
Yes, sir. He's definitely... He's in the lead, but not very comfortably. This is going to be quite interesting for sure to see.
No question about it, Bully. This is a very close match this early on. Anybody's game at this point. Could come down to Gliok for starters. We'll see.
Alright, Cantaloupe looking for the JSR special here. Gets the kids meal JSR special.
Alright.
1 bomb, 1 heart. And the
Let's
rupee is
see.
the Happy Meal toy. Ooh.
Cantaloupeme taking a couple hits here with just 1 head left to go, but
Yeah,
got him.
unfortunately he tried to force the bomb there on that head that broke off, but took a bop almost at the same time, so didn't get.
Yeah, too bad. So Drone again gonna have the bomb advantage coming out of this level, but Cantaloupeme gonna maintain his slight lead on Drone.
And JSR, our restreamer says there's a 4-second lead for Cantaloupeme when the curtain closed, ending level So we take a mild detour here for speed's sake after level 4 by going to do a world wrap first. So we're gonna grab the raft and ladder hearts here. And rcdrone one screen behind Cantaloupeme at this point. It's gonna be who blinks first.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, both runners have had their share of problems they had their share of problems in level 3, and of course Cantaloupe had a clean level 4, but yeah, the only thing was he couldn't get the bomb force from Gliok again, getting hit right at the last moment to deny him his 4-pack of bombs, and those bombs could come into play very fast.
Right, the only real good thing is we're going to level 2 next, so there's plenty of bombs to be found here. Theoretically, there's plenty of bombs to be found here.
Right. Is the RNG going to roll their way, though? I mean, that is the only saving grace about the 100% category, is the fact that even though Cantaloupe only has 4 bombs, he can easily get back to 8 at the end of level 2. And this is very close between these two going into level 2, just a couple of seconds difference.
So Fap is probably going to try to kill the Master Gria here. Only takes an extra second or two and have a chance at bomb. And gets the heart and the bomb there, so he is fully stocked. And since this is 100% in level 2, we have the final form of the boomerang, Lord Banana II.
Well, I don't think TGE view calling the magical boomerang Lord Banana II. Some people call it the inferior model, some people call it the scrap metal, some people call it the superior model, but whatever you call it, it is the magical boomerang. And what it does is, with the wooden boomerang, the range of the boomerang is limited. Now, some people prefer it because it's easier to control, because with the magical boomerang, its range is...
I believe Cards' internet has hit that hiccup time. 8 minutes, he was pretty much dead on. So I think what Cards was going to say is that the range on the yellow boomerang, the normal one, is a bit smaller, which makes your throws a little more consistent. And just makes life a little bit easier. So as we saw, Drone had a little bit better back half of 2 there and closed the gap and actually pulled ahead of Cantaloupeme. So we are going to head on off to the northeast corner. We're going to grab... Excuse me, we are going to grab... Well, first we're going to grab the candle, and then we're going to grab the letter from the old man, the northeast hundo, and then head on over to level 5, where we will purchase our first bomb upgrade. Oh, that is correct, actually. JSR, Cantaloupeme is running the JSR route, so we're going to finish our coast stuff now, opposed to doing it with the bracelet later on. So a small divergence between our runners here, but they will both end up in level 5 after this. I think. I hope. Yes, so Fap is now heading up to get the Heart Rock, and then head on in. Heart Rock, Northeast Hundo. As I try not to sneeze too much here with my head cold, I'm sorry guys. Welcome back, Cards. You've missed a little bit of route divergence.
Oh really? What happened?
Cantaloupe is taking the JSR route, while rcdrone is staying on world record route. So Cantaloupe finished his coast items. He grabbed the coast heart as well as the 100 secret. He's grabbing 30 now, coupled with the Northeast Hundo and the letter. And then going to level 5, Drone basically went from 2, did his shopping, and then went to 5. So, while Cantaloupeme is he was a little bit behind leaving level 2, the routes will converge back at level 7.
Yeah, and that is going to happen. The divergence between going to levels 2 and 5, 5 and 2, etc. Yep, I've seen that before. Yeah, Cantaloupe is picking up the Hundo secret at the northeastern section of Hyrule. Yep.
So, like I said, Fab has already grabbed the Coast Heart and the Coast 100, so he's going to enter level 5 now. Probably gonna either look for a heart off these Tektites or just take that route in. Doesn't get it. We have Drone who purchased his first explosives upgrade. Now entering the Olive Garden with 12 blueberries. Gets
and he did
force
a 10. Yep.
And
nice room there for Drone. Yeah, very nice room there for Drone.
And he will be heading to the second half of level 5 with full health and 7 bombs, so he's in a pretty good place. And we'll see Cantaloupe picking up his bomb upgrade very shortly.
Yep, increasing the maximum explosives he can carry up to 12. We'll see these runners get one more in level 7. That will increase the explosives they can carry up to 16.
Drone grabbing the floor drop there, all the way up to 11 bombs. Should be a pretty simple task to finish this in level 1. Oh, did I say 11? I'm sorry, I meant 12.
11. Alright, here is the Olive Garden room for Cantaloupe. Nice shot on that bomb to get those 2 dart nuts. Very good room of requirement for Cantaloupeme. That was a well.
Yeah, they, as JSR points out in chat, both of those rooms of requirement were pretty. But we should expect that from runners of their caliber. And,
oh, absolutely.
And accept nothing less than that.
Drone getting a favorable pattern from the Gibdos in that moat room. Just got to make sure that he doesn't get hit by these bunnies here, these Pulse voices. Oh, but he does! He can't be petting the buddies, Drone, losing 2 hearts and his beam sword in the process. Ooh, that bomb's a little bit wide.
It'll still hit just because Baby Digdogger spawns left of center, but that was still kind of cutting it close.
Definitely was, but nonetheless, Drone takes down Drone takes down the Digdogger, and we'll move on to the next level.
So traditionally we are going to head to level 1 next, I believe.
Yep, level 1 is coming up next.
We're gonna grab the BT's Racing Heart along the way. And then grab a 30 secret south of 1, and after 1, the 30 secret north. So we will, like I said, these routes will converge at 7, but unfortunately not until then, so it's going to be interesting to see who sort of gets to 7 first.
Right.
And as 7-8 time has said, it will come down to whoever finishes first.
That's about it.
Wisdom. That is a great Maddenism for this race.
I was just about to say. Oh, let me see. Yeah, it's gonna come down to. And I usually say it come down to whoever finishes first.
I got nothing.
I can't do a good impression of him, but that's all right. Drone going into level 1 right now.
long as Laws doesn't try to sell me the quick popcorn pop.
Oh my god, I love that! That Mad TV ad. Hey folks, John Bad here for the quick popcorn popper. You made me do it, Bully. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Drone taking care of these Stelvos here. Gets his key.
And since Cantaloupeme already grabbed that South Coast 100 secret, we can buy the filet mignon from the vendor here on the corner, so it saves us a little bit of shop time as well.
Yeah, Cantaloupe going to purchase his bait. He's going to purchase the expensive bait because the other bait, which is at the Blue Ring shop, is just not in a good routing location. So you're going to have to fork over a few more rupees to get that cut of prime rib.
Alright, so same route as Drone there, gonna grab the 30 secret, head on into level 1. And then after level 1, we are going to grab the 30 northeast of 1, grab the power bracelet, and then grab the magical sword. And go.
Yep, level 6, yep. Because in order to pick up the magical sword, you have to have 12 hearts. Anything less, you won't be able to pick it up. Drone getting a nice kill there.
Yeah, and where the
Drone almost forgot that heart. He was thinking he was playing low percent for a moment.
He did. The routes will diverge again after 6, because we usually, on the world record route, you leave 6, come down, take the any road, and do the coast heart, coast hundo, and then go to 8. So FAP won't have to do that.
Cantaloupeme will get his bow out of level 1.
And as we see Drone off to grab the arrows, as well as the power bracelet, an often forgotten item, not in Hundo, but just generally for the game.
Yeah, because you typically don't need the power bracelet to speedrun this game. The only way you would want to get the speedrun is if you were doing some kind of weird diversions of paths where you would utilize the any roads, or this category right here, this 100%.
Right, and the problem with Hundo is you will see in 6 the spawns will not be too great.
No, they will not. You're going to get very bad spawns of those Wizrobes in level 6, and that can cause problems for these runners.
But on the bright side, we will be going into the wand room again with a sword that works.
Yeah, it's going to make that room much easier, because you do have the sword, and you don't have the bubbles to take your sword away. So Drone in level 6, let's see if he gets lucky with his drops. No, he doesn't.
Gasp. I'm clutching my pearls. You can't see it, but I can't believe that Drone didn't get a global drop.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't get a drop either, but it's going to keep Cantaloupe in this match right here, that's for sure. But again, we're not going to know exactly what the lead is going to either runner until we get into level 7 where their paths will converge again.
And FAP taking the safer strat there with the Armos to drop the bomb as it comes to life there and kill it rather than deal with it potentially getting in his way of a screen. And Drone coming into the first awful lagoon before heading. Oh, what a...
Wow. There's the luck that Drone had been getting in game number 1. He gets it in this room, so you won't have to worry about getting beamed by any of those Wizrobes.
And then just for runners of this caliber, a pretty simple room here to get the wand. The only nice part about the wand, I was discussing this a couple of races ago, is that on the Gliok and 8, you can actually swand and kill the secondary heads in one swing.
Yeah, because there is the wand and sword trick that you can do on Gliok and also on Patra as well.
So We will see drone here clearing out the fire room, magical brunch, because we need that meal between breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. We do need that meal between breakfast and lunch. I'm hungry.
Yeah, and just as we saw, the pattern in there wasn't so great, because usually on the any percent run, there are the two blues spawn on the top and bottom of the block in the middle of the screen, and then there's a red one in front of you. So traditional route is walk in, sword down the red, drop a bomb, and do 8 damage on the 2 blues. And the way they spawn, basically you eat an FU beam the second you walk in that room, as Drone did there.
Cantaloupe getting his wand out of the room here. Drone preparing himself for the Goma fight. We'll see if he's able to one-cycle it.
Gets a favorable pattern and a sweet merciful fairy, because why not?
Yeah, that means he's going to have no refill coming out of level 6. That was a nice use of the arrow to grab that fairy. Very well done for Drone.
So Cantaloupeme now and magic brunch. Ooh, took a bubble. Has some arrows, so he can at least do a little bit of damage while he's waiting on the bubble. What a useful clock.
Oh, absolutely. That's a useful clock.
And the stopwatch stood alone.
Didn't even need it.
So he's going to go ahead and clear out the fire room. Oh, that's right, he's got the extra. Can skip the fire room. And we'll killing our lovely friend Goma here. Actually golded his 6 on his personal split, so
wow, very nice.
Great...
Yeah,
and
very
RC
nice
drone
job.
With a little bit of swag here. What is he doing? Get out of the HUD.
Oh, he's doing the HUD clip. Nice to go around. I love it.
Right, and the reason why we do that is that unfortunately, to go from that 100 secret to 8, there's no direct path. So the HUD clip is the only way to go there without going up and up.
Yeah, that's right.
So in level 8, route divergence from the traditional way that we go, because we need to make Link a literate locksmith at level.
Yeah, because the book, people will generally avoid the book unless you're playing randomizer, and the book either acts as the boomstick or it acts as an atlas to find out what the maps look like for each level, or to understand what all the Hylians are saying. Because the reason why people avoid the book is because when you have the wand equipped, anytime your wand beam makes contact with the walls or enemies, it bursts into flames. Now, it can deal some extra damage to a couple of your enemies as Cantaloupeme gets into the pocket, gets the bullseye with that manhandle. He's back to the maximum 12 bombs. It's more of a help than a hindrance, though, the wand, because you can get hit by your own fire flames and take damage, and it makes doing the wand and sword trick on Patra a little more difficult.
So you're saying the book creates some friendly fire?
Yes, exactly what it causes. Yep, friendly fire.
That was a JSR level dad pun there.
Yep.
So Drone had a really great Lagoon one. Even though he had one bomb that he dropped that got blocked by 3 Darknuts, had a 12 damage stab to make up for it. Now we're gonna see, as I have titled him, Mecha Goma, because he takes 3 shots to kill.
Yep, that's correct. 3 shots instead of the one with the wooden arrow, or 2 shots with the silver arrows if we had him here. And unfortunately for Drone, he got the bad pattern. The pattern where he goes to the right. If you get the pattern where he goes straight down or to the left, chances are you're going to get that 1-cycle Goma. But if he goes to the right, it's very difficult to get a 1-cycle.
Yeah, with the downwards pattern, we traditionally trade 1 heart of damage for 3 shots, and left, it's a little bit easier, but if he goes right, there's just basically no chance that you're going to get the 3 off. You can still do it, but it's a lot harder than...
Yeah, it's very hard, but Cantaloupeme gets the 1-cycle on his blue Goma.
Yes, he did. This is going to be... I mean, it's a 3-room quote-unquote lead for drone, but he still has to shop.
Yeah, he still has to go on Wheel of Fortune, take his money, and go shopping for prizes. Because once you buy a prize, it's yours to keep.
Laws, can I have the Dalmatian statue for 300?
Yes.
And I'll take the rest on gift certificate.
All right, sounds good to me, and we'll have Jack Clark describe the prizes for you.
Peachy.
All right, so drone here on the Gleeok fight shouldn't be a problem with that magical sword. It's 3 hits for the first head, 2 hits for every subsequent head. Not a problem. Drone complete with level 8.
And that Triforce can be yours from the beautiful Spiegel catalog. Spiegel of Chicago, 60609.
Wow, absolutely right. That is a great reference to there. I always think of Let's Make a Deal when Jake Stewart would describe the prizes behind a curtain or a door. Very nice
and
reference
thankfully,
there.
both our runners remembered the heart out of level 8.
Yep, that is an important heart because you don't want to leave that behind because, again, we're dealing with 100%. You leave that heart behind, that's a disqualification. We don't want to see that.
Alright, so Drone has now bought his meat. We'll be both going to level 3 to grab the 100 secret just northwest of it, and then off to level 7.
Yep, that's right. And looking at the rupee counts, it's pretty close.
Oh,
Drone's going to have 10 extra.
What did you do?
Oh, misrecorded there.
Alright, so this is still anybody's game at this point. The roots have officially converted.
Yeah, but that miss whistle right there is indeed going to give rcdrone the lead going into level 7. If he doesn't make that mistake, it's pretty close to even.
Yeah, that's just big oof right there.
Yeah, but even though Drone only has 4 bombs to his name, that bomb count's pretty irrelevant because he is going to refill to 16 in just a few moments when he purchases that bomb upgrade early in level 7.
Right, and the beauty of Hundo is that not only do we go into level 7 with more health than usual, not only do we get 16 bombs, but we have the magical sword, which we don't do in any percent.
That's right, because the magical sword will do 4 hits of damage on the Gorilla as opposed to 1 hit of damage with the wood sword, making it much easier to take down. You still need 2 hits. Here we go.
There we go. We are back live on JSR_.
All right, now we can have an idea of who has the lead. Right now, Cantaloupe has the lead right now on rcdrone, but it is very close. It's literally a screen and a half.
Yes, sirree. I can't wait to ask Drone what happened in 7.
And remember what I said earlier, that I said that I had a feeling this could come down to seconds. Look at that final required Wizrobe room there for Cantaloupeme. That was fast. Pressure's on Drone, and his not quite as fast, but that's still pretty fast for Drone. Yeah, Cantaloupeme right now is in the driver's seat. It is going to take Ganon to take away the match from Cantaloupe. I'm telling you, that's what it's going to boil down to.
Fast Patra plus 18 right Ganons.
Yes, exactly.
As not to commentators curse this, or fat missing 19 times.
Right.
Here.
It's going to come down to Ganon. All right.
Good Patra.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon, and he is going to decide this fight, ladies and gentlemen. If Cantaloupe has a perfect fight, it's over. Drone right behind. There's the right teleport. But he's got the stun lock, and Cantaloupe is going to hold on.
And Cantaloupeme has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 37 minutes and 56 seconds. Chat, get your GGs out for one of the best races of this tournament. So,
yeah, the best races that we don't see like 5 minutes of it because, you know, still, what a comeback for Cantaloupeme right there.
So I think I got the answer to my question about 7. rcdrone put in the IRC chat that he forgot to grab the red candle.
Oh no! So he did red candle, and that was that. That mental lapse right there cost him the match. And it will be Cantaloupeme moving on to the semifinals against JSR. Wow.
So we will try to get our runners here in voice shortly to come say hi and debrief.
Man, that was a crazy finish. I told you that this race could come down to seconds, and it did. And Ganon tried to troll Cantaloupe. Didn't get a perfect Ganon, but it wasn't the worst Ganon fight either. And Drone also couldn't get the perfect Ganon fight either. So, wow.
Yeah, definitely a great race from both of our runners there, and coming down to one simple mental error there, just unfortunate for Drone, because he definitely made up a bunch of time. And we have in chat with us, Cantaloupeme, Sir GG, do you need a moist towelette to dry?
Well, first thing first, that's not the way I like to win. You know, somebody forgetting something or somebody dying in 3, you know, I always hope for clean, you know, outcomes and stuff, you know, so, you know, I hate that happens. But in a race, anything can happen in a race.
Yeah, funny thing, Cantaloupe, we didn't even get to see what happened that caused you to take the lead because, unfortunately, we had an outage, but we did learn rcdrone forgot the red candle in level 7, and if it weren't for that, he'd be the one that would be in the winner's circle.
Oh, for sure. I was listening to the restream and I heard it go down, so I was like, okay, I'm in the dark here. I know I'm behind. And then when he hadn't finished yet, I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on here? And then I get to, you know, I was like, he's one dot done as I'm at Patra 3. That's about what I figured. And there's no dot done yet. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I don't know what happened. And then I find out, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, to be fair, the missed whistle for you sort of evened out the forgotten candle for Drone there. So.
I did it twice. I don't know if you caught the other time, but I was going from 5 to 4. I mean, so I can go to 1, and I whistled to 2. So I did it twice in the run.
Yep, and we also have rcdrone now in chat. GG, sir, unfortunate, but you gave us one hell of a race.
Hey, thanks guys. GG Cantaloupe.
Yeah, you two Drone kick ass on that swordless run, by the way. That was sweet.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it seemed early, Drone, that any and every global drop you could have gotten fell your way, and then just seemed like the luck tailed off a little bit at the end.
Yeah, I kind of used up all my luck in in some not great spots. So, yeah, I tried to force a bomb on Gleok. This is going back to the any percent race, and I didn't get it. And then, like, I hear John Tabit mentally laughing in my head, like, ha, you should have practiced running out of bombs in 4, because now I was completely, I didn't know what to do. So I tried to get the lucky bomb outside of 1, that didn't work, and I'm just like, all right, maybe I kind of remember the K-Mac route, and then I just kind of went with that. But then I needed more bomb luck, and I just couldn't get it, and it just like, and the deaths started piling up. But I kind of just want to finish the run out, because I had already committed so much grief to that run that I just didn't.
Yeah, it helps to get the frustration out there, so you can go into the next one, with a cleaner head for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the 100%, I played really, really well, except for forgetting the red candle. Like, I was in the Wallmaster room, I'm like, do I get it? Go back for it now? Is there any other play? And I'm just like, no, I just have to go back and get it. There's really nothing else I could do in that situation. But I did make it interesting. I did close the gap. I was watching the whole time. So I knew I was like,
when the internet went down, when the internet went down, you could have just completely forgotten to have gotten it. We would have only noticed if you had. I'm kidding, by the way.
I mean,
Somebody would have noticed that you had a blue candle still.
Yeah, it's I mean, when you do multiple categories in one setting, it's so hard to keep everything in check. In fact, it was on the way to the power brace, so I'm buying the arrows, and I'm thinking, do I need anything else? And then I was like, wait a minute, muscle memory kicked in. I was like, yeah, I need a bomb this time to get the power bracelet. So that and the map are the two things I forget the most in this category.
The map is always our favorite item. RC, unfortunately, our commiserations to you, sir. Your road in the tournament ends here. Anything you would like to say to everybody before we bid you?
No, just thanks to everyone for their hard work on organizing the tourney. And I know that I see a lot of chat activity. I'm not paying attention or participating myself, but I see it's a lot of work, and I definitely appreciate it. I'm sure everybody has fun watching.
Yeah, thank you for being in it for sure, man. It's always good to have a lot of faces, and we were scared when we set this up because of the style. It's a very unique tournament, and it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would. So, definitely thank you for being involved as always.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was kind of on the fence myself just because it's 3 new categories that I have to mentally switch between, but I decided just whatever. I'll just give it a learn, and it actually wasn't too bad, although. Ultimately, it did cost me at the end, not keeping stuff straight. But I mean, that's part of the challenge. That's a challenge for everybody. So.
Absolutely. And you put up the fastest times in 2 of the 3 runs in qualifying, and it's been a pleasure to watch every run that you've done.
And you also took the Annie record for a little while too, so that came out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That was a good week.
Absolutely. Right. And Fap, you will be moving on to face some unheard of contender called JSR _.
I'm familiar with 2 Gamers 1 Nerd, but I'm not too familiar with this JSR cat.
Yeah, something that has to do with the puppy pound.
Well, those were those little toys, those pound puppies, weren't those little stuffed things you could buy, for the kids back in the day?
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right, Cantaloupe. Yes, that's right. They were called pound puppies, weren't they? Yes.
I'm old enough to remember that.
Me too.
I think most of us are at this point. So, any strategy coming up for that match?
Get a hold of JSR's electrical company and say, hey, shut off power at this point. No, I'm just kidding.
Unfortunately, you are the lower seed moving into that match, so JSR is going to have first choice and first placement of whatever category. So I'm sure he's listening since he's doing the restream. Anything you're not looking forward to running?
Well, JSR, my swordless has improved greatly. I'm on world record pace every time, so you probably don't want to run that one against me.
Fair enough. Anything else you would like to add today, Fat, before we say goodbye to our lovely chat and the stream?
Nah, I just want to thank you, you Bowley and you Cards, for taking the time out of your days to restream, and JSR, of course, for running the restream, and RC for participating in the tournament, and everybody else who's participated too. It's been awesome. Everybody's supporting in the chat. A lot of new faces come up, and we want to keep you all around. So definitely, thank you to everybody who's been involved one way or another to this point and forward. John Tabins came out and commentated for us a lot. There's a lot of great new runners coming in, and being involved, and that's been a successful tournament right there.
And since Cards brought us in, I'll take us out here. I can't echo that any more than Cantaloupeme said. Thank you so much, everybody, to both the tournament runners or racers, our admins, everyone who's been involved with this, restreamers and volunteers. Thank you all so much for a great tournament. I am Bully Mania. With me all day today has been LOZ Cards Fan 23. Cards, anything you want to add before we say goodbye?
No, I'm just going to say one thing. We've now got our 4 semifinalists set. Cantaloupe, JSR, Random Effect, and Roost Slugs. They're going to be battling it out for the title. And in my opinion, looking at the field, it's anybody's game. Anybody can take this title home.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 4 talented runners left in the Final 4 here. Should be a great time. Look forward to potentially more commentary. Check the schedule when it gets up, when our runners set some match times, and we'll have restream locations as well as commentators set up for all of that going forward. Again, for LOZ Cards Fan 23, I am Bully Mania. Thank you all for joining. Remember to control the pet population, have your pet spayed or neutered. Everyone, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and thank you for joining us.
Goodbye, everybody.